Almighty EA. What's good? What's good? Heat Studio, what's up with it, my brother? How you doing this morning, sir? Mark Thomas, what's up with it, sir? In a minute, what up with it, sir? Black Sea Beats, what's good? Deuce Beats, what's up with it, homie? Official Mac Juice, what's good? What's good? Carbon Vibe, what up with it? Yeah. Shout out to Tony Black, man. Got a chance to see me on this page yesterday, man. We chopped it up a little bit. Big shout out to Tony Black, man. You gotta check it out. Go check it out. Kenner, what up with it, Kenner? Smooth with it. What up with it, Smooth with it? Dope Beat Dan. Happy Sabbath. 518, man. Blessings, man. Blessings. Beautiful Saturday. Yes, indeed. DeWitt, what up with it, DeWitt? Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you. Yes, indeed, man. Heat Studio Q had a dope. Yeah, he did have a dope TikTok, man. Super dope. Yeah, we're gonna chop it up about that too, man. Definitely talk about that. You know what I mean? Great girl, what up with it? What up? Salute. Man, what's up with you, son? Hope everything's good with you, son. Blessings, man. Blessings to everybody that's coming in, man. Chopping up, man. It's Saturday morning, man, and being focused and inspired, man. I appreciate everybody that's up early on their grind, taking life serious, you know what I'm saying? Because life is definitely serious. So, man, you know, a big shout out to everybody that's up and you know, just really trying to start their day off, man, and taking this first initial day as a blessing, man. You know, we ready to go. Big shout out to my man Heat Studio was saying talking about Cube. Amazing, man. He broke the charts yesterday. He basically shut the TikTok down, man. He did a TikTok, man, had over 13 million people in the TikTok sharing the album. Amazing. Playing the whole album, sharing love, answering questions, and the whole nine, man. I just think that's just super dope for, you know, a legacy artist like Cube to even want to use that platform. Because, you know, we know TikTok is a different type of platform. So, Tarako, what's good with you, sir? Blessings, man. You know, so we know that's a different platform, but he had 13 million people in there, man. Wow. The power of music, the power of just staying true to your craft, man. You know, Beast Like Rick, what's up? What's up with it? What's good? Lucrative Production, what's good? Salute to everybody that's coming in, man. You know, I give more people time to come in before we chop it up. And it's starting to get cold over here, man. Y'all ain't got them analog hoodies, man. Go get them, man. It's starting to get cold, bro. It's raining. Allergies acting up. Wind, the pollen. Man, it's not a game. That's why I be on this tee. That's why you got to be on this tee, man, because it's not a game. If you ain't got them hoodies, man, go get the hoodies. That was dope. Cube naming EA a legend. Man, you know, it means a lot to me, man. You know, Cube saying what he said. I mean, one of the biggest things that he did say that really, I think paid way more homage than even him saying he was a legend was the fact that he said, you know, how laser focused I am, you know. Like that meant more to me. Like, of course, you know, being a legend, you know, that's subjective, because there's some people that might have grew up on me that might consider me to be okay. You know what I mean? They might have grew up on Pete Rock or DJ Premier or, you know, Just Blaze or, you know, Ninth Wonder. You know, it's subjective on what people grew up on, you know, but me being a legend to him definitely means a lot, because he's a legend to me. He's one of my favorite artists of all time, as far as rapping wise, you know, as far as what he's done for the culture, and just the way he can tell his stories and paint vivid pictures is just bananas. But you know, that means a lot that I'm a legend to him. But even more so, just him knowing me and knowing and giving, you know, the accolades of knowing that I'm super focused about what I do and I take everything serious. And this is what I think people that don't know me, I think that was very, very great he said that, because people that don't know me don't really understand how focused I really am and how true I am about trying to be great. I don't just do music just to do it and just go through the motion. So sometimes when I'm on here and people say certain things, it just doesn't connect with me. I don't understand people talking about they want to work super quick. I don't understand people talking about workflow. Those type of conversations is almost like talking German or Russian to me. I don't understand that. Shout out to Tony Black. We kind of spoke on that a little bit about how everybody's talking about workflow, working fast. And I don't understand that language. For me, I don't care how much technology they got. I don't understand working super fast. That was dope. Cube naming the A. Right. He reaffirms you mean business at all times. I do. Even when I'm on here right now. I mean, you know, we could talk it up and we could chop it up about a lot of stuff and stuff like that. But you know, I'm serious, man. I'm serious about y'all. I'm serious about y'all learning. Y'all have to understand. For me, I don't like to see kids get lost. And I'm not trying to belittle nobody and say y'all my kids, but y'all kind of like kids to me based upon me being, you know, in the game for so long and kind of, you know, been in it before y'all. So I'm kind of like, y'all kind of like kids to me. I don't like to see kids get lost. I don't like to see no kids. I'm talking about even physical kids, like little babies. When I see kids are being misguided and I see their parents are playing provoked music and twerking in front of their 2-year-old kid and cussing and using profanity, like I get on my girl about that sometimes, you know, because she's Latin, you know, she was taught a certain way, you know, so she don't have a problem just saying profanity. I'm like, no, man, you just can't be saying profanity around kids. You just can't just up and just say what you want to say. You know, I'm really, really about protecting the minds of vulnerable people and innocent people. So if I know something, I'm going to share it. And I'm very serious about it. And I think that comes from my martial art training of training a bunch of kids. You know, when I was, you know, a teenager, I was training a whole class of kids. I was training, you know, 11 to and up. And I was training kids that was 4 and up. So I was training, they call it the top class, and then it's called the junior class. And I was training adults. So working with different people, I'm trying to educate the mind of, you got to elevate your mind. And sometimes we're so caught up in playing. Everything ain't about playing, bro. People play too much. That's the problem. People play. Everything is a joke. And you're trying to joke your way out of crying. People joke their way out of crying. If you ever notice a person, and this is no shade on nobody that's a big person, overweight person, anything, because everybody got weight on them. Everybody's what they is, right? But if you ever notice a real obese person, they always telling jokes. Yeah, you know, I ate up the whole table. And we can see you ate up the whole table, but why are you laughing about it? Well, he's laughing about it because he don't want nobody to laugh at him. So he tried to be the first one to crack the joke, to take the joke away, take the power away from the people that's joking on him. And that's what people are doing. They're laughing so much to the point where they're in pain and not making no proactive moves to move forward. Everything's a game. Everybody's joking. Everybody's having fun. Everybody's talking. Everybody, you could be talking about something and people, like I was on Tony's page, and shout out to Tony, but I'm noticing that Tony's talking, we're chopping it up, and you just see people in the chat and just talk about random stuff and laughing and want to buy a dog. And I'm just being, that ain't saying they want to buy a dog, but I'm just saying they should have been saying that because it was just crazy. They just random stuff in the chat. I'm like, bro, that means you're not paying attention. That means you're not paying attention. You know, like, people want to be distracted. People need to be distracted. This one thing that the government said is people need to be distracted because they understood we're going to make your life so hard that you're going to need other things to distract you, to keep you from crying and to keep you from being in depression. And now that means that you've lost all focus. So people joking, you see all these women twerking, twerking. And they just doing everything to try to, and these be the same women that have no husband, no man, no nothing. And you just dancing and sexing yourself right into the pits of hell because you're trying to compensate. People out here trying to compensate. So, you know, just getting back to, you know, what Cube was saying, it's like, bro, you got to be focused, man. I don't want to be one of them guys that's just in the game and I just have a legacy and now I'm just blowing and screwing off my legacy. I ain't got to say no names. Y'all know some of the people that's dropping stuff that we look up to and you're like, damn, that just don't sound good. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the guy that, like, man, no, Ski stand on that. He's still trying to work at being the best. Like, you never stop growing. But a lot of people stop growing because they want to play. They think everything is a game. They think everything is a game, man. Everything is a game. Everything is funny. Everything is laugh. You know, I know cats want to tell jokes and they want to be funny. But when is the time for you to be serious? When is the time for you to sit down and say, you know what, bro, I play too much. I play way too much. I joke too much. I drink too much. I get high too much. When is the time for you to say, man, I got to start tapping in? People barely even want to read a book. Facts. I'm asking that question. When is it the time for you to get serious and say, you know what? I got to get focused and stop playing. I hear people talking about, I want to go on this vacation. I want to go do this and I want to go do that and I want to go do that. And that's fine if your life is complete and you've got stuff on lockdown. But cats will take a vacation and come home and spend all their money on the vacation just to struggle to pay a bill. And then ask their next door neighbor or their cousins or their mothers or some relative, hey, can you loan me some money? Bitch, you just went out on a vacation. How you going to come back and be broke? See, that's what I mean by not being focused. People will go spend their last dime on something they want to do and then come back and then put you in the hole because they want to have fun and didn't have the money to really live that life. And that's what I mean. Cats play too much, man. All they want to do is play. All they want to do, have fun. I remember, man, my homegirl Reese, man. I'll never forget this. This is super funny, and hopefully y'all will connect with this. We was getting her 4,000. We was getting her a 4,000. So first of all, I had told her, I said, you don't want to buy a 4,000. She's like, oh, the dude said the 4,000 was beautiful and it's perfect. And I said, I guarantee you that 4,000 ain't gonna be perfect. I said, I guarantee you're gonna have to send that to Bruce for a rat. There's gonna be something wrong with that 4,000. I mean, she got a steal on the 4,000, right? This is a sidebar. So I said, okay, I'm gonna ride with you to go get this 4,000. So we go get the 4,000. The dude was a fan of me. Like, oh man, love you, Ski. Boom, 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 boom. We get the 4,000. You know, it looks fine, but just because it looks fine don't mean it's gonna be fine, right? So she's all smiling, showing 32 of her teeth and her molars, you know, and I'm like, Reese, I said, I guarantee you, there's probably gonna be a problem with this machine. She gets back, playing with it for a day. I said, all right, well, cool. Second day come, I get the call. She blowing she blowing wind like she hurricane candy cane. Like hurricane candy cane. That's the next hurricane. I'm like, what's wrong? My CD player don't work and my drive ain't loading up. And I'm like, blood, I told you what was gonna happen, bro. I told you it was gonna happen. But let me backtrack, because that's a whole nother story, and I'm getting away from what I was saying, but it just made me think about that. But as we there talking, we was in this, like, I don't know, this industrial area. And so I said, so I looked at this guy that was coming out, this white guy came out, and I said, I bet you he about to I said, yeah, I bet you about to just go home and go get him something to eat. She looked at me, and this is where she was right at. She said, nah, he ain't about to go home and get nothing to eat. I bet you he about to go to the bar and go drink. I said, what? She said, I bet you he about to go to the bar and go drink. So me being me, I asked him, hey, I said, you just got off work? He said, yeah. I said, what you about to do? I'm about to go grab me some beer. I said, wow. I said, she was right. She was right. People need outlets, man. People are frustrated. People jobs and the stuff that they deal and paying the bills and stuff like that. So the moral of this conversation is that a lot of people gonna have to take a little time and look at themselves. Just get away from social media, get away from people for a second, and really start evaluating where you at. Are you really where you want to be? Are you really getting what you want to get out of life? Are you really, because we can blame all the people around us. Man, that person doing this, and that person hating on me this. But a lot of times it's us that's hating on ourselves. We don't have no self-discipline. We don't have no drive. We don't have no ambition. We're excuse makers. We're not accountable. We're horrible people, man. And that's why we don't get what we need out of life. That's a big reason why we don't get what we get out of life. Oh, Doc, what's up with you? You know, so, I mean, you can't be mad, man, when you're not focused and you're not locked in, man. I know a lot of y'all got talent. I talk to a lot of y'all. Some of y'all are talking about consultations. Some of y'all got personal relationships that I talk to on the phone. Some of y'all hit me on the IG. We do the phone IG thing. Some people I just, they email me and we'll chop it up. But a lot of y'all are very, very smart. And a lot of y'all are very, very intelligent. But sometimes intelligence is not, you know how they say you can be street smart and not reality, and not business smart. And then you got some people that's like book smart, but they ain't street smart. It's like some people just don't put those pieces together. They don't put those pieces together at all. I got a steal on the 4,000 because the owner thought there was something wrong with the sampling inputs. He thought he got over on me, but he didn't realize that there was a knob for each stereo. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that's out there hustling and scamming. That's why I tell people, man, you got to take when you get your machine, I'm always gonna take it to my guy. I'm either gonna let J Ham check it out or Bruce. One or the other, somebody that I know that's gonna make sure that everything is right, because you spending this money on stuff and you get a dud. I just tell people, anybody that's go buy some vintage stuff and it's nothing in warranty, just go get it serviced, bro. Just try to make sure it gets serviced before you just try to get it serviced. You know what I mean? Then that way you don't have to run into no wall, because if it's not something new that's under warranty, you're gonna be stuck. You're gonna be stuck. A lot of these guys out here, they don't play fair. They just trying to sell stuff off. A lot of these guys, you know why a lot of these people selling their gear? Because they didn't do the right thing. A lot of these people got all this gear. I mean, they selling some incredible gear, but they didn't know how to apply it. They didn't know what to do with it. They didn't know how to be focused on the stuff they got. You got cats that got SB1200s, ASR 10s. I mean, some of the best gear in the world, and make some of the shittiest music I've ever heard on planet Earth, because they're more in the hype of the machine than learning how to be great. And it's crazy, man. Demetrius, what's good with you, sir? You got it. You got to put in the work to be great. You got to put in that work. So, yeah, man, big shout out to Cube, man. You know what I'm saying? For the props and the love that he showed, man. And I'm proud of my dude, man. If you can, Ski, follow me back on IG. Hold on, Josh. Hope you're feeling a little bit better, brother. I know you're going through some stuff, sir. Hit me with a message, bro, and then I'll follow you back, because I got too many people to try to go find you. So just hit me with a message, and I'll follow you back, homie. But yeah, man, yeah, Cube did his thing, man. He broke the records, 13 million, man. Record is doing great. And man, you know, I'm just proud of the homie, man. You know, just good work out there, just putting in the work. So, you know, Kingdom Within, what's up, sir? Shout out to you, man. Shout out to everybody that's on here, man. Everybody that's focused on here. I got a question for y'all, man, because we talked about it a little bit on Tony Black's page, and so I guess we should just address it here. Let me ask you a question. How long is too long to work on a track? I mean, what is the time frame? Who determines the time frame on how quick a record should get done, how quick a track should get done? Because I'm curious. What is the time frame on making a track? After purchasing, always go to a tech doctor and check up. It's a good practice. Totally agree, Upskirt Street. Shout out to my brother Upskirt Street. Good, solid dude. Really solid. So a lot of y'all cats, man, I really, really got a lot of love for. Just really, really brilliant cats, brilliant minds, brilliant hearts, man. Shout out to Upskirt Street. Shout out to my brother Black Sea Beats. A lot of y'all just really good people, man. Yeah, man. Everybody that's on here, man. Nothing but love. The question again is, what should there be a time limit? You know, should we be trying to make beats as quick as we can? Because we got to address this now. We really got to address this because, you know, this is a trend, and I'm seeing this with a lot of people that I talk to. You know, they like, oh, yeah, man, I did this, like, man, I did that in 3 minutes. I got that done, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. So what do you think the time limit do? Are we trying to do stuff in less than 3 minutes or 5 minutes? Like, what are we doing? Like, I'm just curious. Maybe this is the new thing. What do y'all think the time limit should be, as far as making production and getting a good track out there? And you know, do you have a timer on yourself saying, man, I got to do this within 5 minutes, so then I can show people I did it in 5 minutes and put it out there? Like, I just want to know. I want to know, what is the time limit? It's too long when you start to overanalyze the mix and sound. No time frame. Patience is a virtue. Unless you're under contract to someone or a company, there's no time frame. Mine start. It shouldn't be a time limit because what you owe to you is new to someone else. What's owed to you is new to someone else, especially if you're making timeless music. Jack, when it's done, no time limit in a home studio. I mean, how do y'all feel? Look, I'm just curious. How do y'all feel when you hear people say, hey, man, no, I got that done. Man, I went in there, boop, 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 did that in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Boom, I was done. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, what's your thoughts when you hear that? Like, I'm just curious. What is your thoughts? Work till it's right. I just work until it's right. It's a spirit energy of enthusiasm for me on creating. Sometimes it's within hours. Sometimes it's a couple days. I even had tracks from 10 years ago that's been revisited. Hey, Gab, man, I'm with you, bro. That's how I know you put in work, because it's my ego. I did that 10 years ago. 10 years ago, and then I came back and I revisited it. I came back and tweaked it. I said, oh, this is dope. It still felt good to me after 10 years. Like, so I just want to know y'all opinion before we get in that conversation. What do y'all think? Bang Boy say, I feel like good for you, homie. Alchemist said, when you feel emotional, those guys have engineers to mix. Track Light, what's good, sir? Yeah, and Satisfactory. Let me see. I don't even know when people started doing it. I do get ideas quickly, but a whole track in 3 minutes, no way. I go back and listen to old tracks that I maybe started and never finished, and that's where the gems are. Hey, happy Sabbath, EA Ski. Thank you, sir. Congrats on the shout out from Cube last night. I think Cube broke a record with 13.1 million views. Yes, he did. His live was dope. He killed it, man. He really killed it. It just shows that people still rock with the man, with the Don Mega, man, you know. So big shout out to my brother Cube, man. I'm proud of him, and I hit him the other day. I said, man, I'm proud of you, bro. I'm just proud that you're still ambitious, and I'm proud that you're making music that you want to make, and I'm proud that you're out there supporting it. Because No matter what you drop, you should be supporting your music like that. He's been out there like really on a presidential campaign. He's been doing private giveaways, private meet and greets, getting on TikTok. That ain't even his fan base. He like, look, I'm going on TikTok and rock with y'all. You're like somebody in the game, 40 plus years. I mean, people forget Cube been in this since he's like 15. So you got to understand, to want to get out there and still be active like that and still touch new grounds and new platforms and stuff like that. That's inspiring. That just shows you that he don't feel he's old like that. He feels like, bro, my music is never old. I'm old based upon, my spirit. If my spirit don't do certain things, then I'm starting to get older. But if my spirit is still active, then you is as young as you want to be. You got to be active though. So big shout out to my brother Cube, man, for real, for real. It don't be finished products though. They don't tell that part. That is true. That is true, bro. That is very, very true what you just said. K-Funk, yeah, but it's really complete and it is satisfactory to everyone other than yourself. When I hear I did that in a few minutes, I'm out of here. It's not a marathon. You work until you feel it's done. All of these 15-minute mode tracks is why music sucks today. I agree with you, Jack. I agree with you. Now, I'm gonna comment on this. I just want to see y'all feeling, because I comment a lot, because I share stuff with y'all from my perspective, right? But I want to get y'all perspective, because I appreciate just hearing, because maybe some of y'all perspectives might make me think about stuff in a different way, because I don't understand it, and this is why I'm asking. Like, I want to understand why is that bragging rights? Why do people feel the nerve to brag about it? I did that 15 minutes, got that 35 minutes. Oh yeah, I got it. I'm like, and the cold part about it is when you hear it, you like, yeah, sounds like you did it in 5 minutes. Sounds about right. And I'm not saying that in a good way. It's weird, bro. It depends on each person's life situation, but I don't really have a time requirement. I just focus on the quality of music. Okay. I hear you Smooth with it. Track. I feel like some people do it based off the level of inspiration at the moment, but a lot of them are just rushing the process on some quantity over quality stuff. Okay. Laid back. I normally sit on the beat so I can listen to it with fresh ears to tweak the mix. I don't know how to pronounce the name, bro. It's Foch. It's look like it's kind of French. Fauche. But I'm gonna post you up, man. If I got the name wrong, my apologies. That came from videos doing speed runs on games and somehow got into music. I'm sitting on a new album for 4 years now. Time not right yet. Okay. Newer artists need to take notes. F strategy, he's killing it. I got a placement this year, and that track I cooked up in a night, but often I touch on tracks from months or even years ago. The song evolves sometimes. Understood. That's understood. Don't be damned. What you talking? For our fourth and coming album, we made the demos in 2022. I started recording session in January of this year and finished this early this month. And now it all moves to the mixing and mastering. Takes time. That sounds like that can be a pretty dope project based upon what you're saying, brother. K-Funk, all the great music, this timeless was not done in 5 minutes. Sometimes it may have been over a year before it was completed and put out to the masses. That's a good point. They're trying to say they are musical genius on the low. That you're right about that. That's what it seemed like. It's like an arrogance. I did this in 5 minutes. Look at me now. You're not looking too good, bro, but I hear you. Brother Ski, the Cube LP is insane. But yours, Knox, and David Banner put Cube in a rare air. Salute to supreme quality. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. I've been getting a lot of people saying that, and that means a lot to me, bro. Because I only did really one song in the remix on there, and definitely would love to flex my power even with more tracks, but I know whatever track that I do, it has to be powerful. I mean, sonically, it has to hold its own. And people hit me like, bro, the track you did for Cube is ridiculous. I mean, it set the tone, it's sonically dope. And that's all I want to do is play my part, man. If I only play one part of it, I want to be a big part of doing something that make a person say, hey, Ski, he did his job. And everybody's hitting me saying I did my job, and that's all I can do is do my job and let the rest fall where it falls. So I appreciate those words, brother, a lot. I appreciate it. People have been hitting me up from across the country, across the world, saying the same thing. And that's all I want to do, man. I want to play my part all the time. I don't want my legacy to go under the water. I don't want my legacy to be under the water. I want my legacy to remain kingpin. You know what I'm saying? Once I start going underwater, it's time to step back and say it's over. But until then, man, I'm going hard, man. I'm going super hard. When I go through my old skeletons from years back and find something dope, that means to me that the track stands the test of time and it's worth to finish it out. I agree. Pronounce for show. Okay, for show. Okay. So Vic just told me to pronounce it for show. All right, got it. Got it, for show. Okay, thank you. I like to take my time. Got you. I appreciate you helping me with that too, brother. Thank you. I like to take my time when I write my verses, but I ain't made it. Sometimes it be that way. Got the notification late again. Good morning. Funny Farm, what's up, sir? Hope everybody's good. Not in the chat a lot at the moment. Cooking breakfast. That's what's up. Cole Heat, what up, sir? Thank you for the super chat. I understand working quickly to get ideas out, but I do revisit some of my beats that I thought was done because I heard something new I want to do to it. That's understood. That's understood too. Let me see. Ski, that dope new Cube album set it off with the joint and closing with the remix, setting the tone for the whole project. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I mean a lot to me. It did set the tone. Fire came after the intro track, like, let's go. Man, thank you, man. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all the words, man. And man, like I said again, I had some more tracks for Cube that was crazy. I wish y'all could have heard them, but hopefully we do something else where y'all get a chance to hear some of the other ideas I had. I had some stuff that was bananas, man. Like, woo, man, crazy. But it's good, man. You know, God does what he does. I'm definitely thankful for that one. And I'm thankful that y'all got a chance to hear it in real time. And what I'm more thankful of is that I've been talking about sound for a long time. And y'all witnessed firsthand of me putting something out that's on the national level, that's on the billboards right now, based upon what I've been teaching is sound. So I'm more praised to thank God every day that I've been able to talk this talk and back it up with action. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not just on here talking. I really got a project out that's charting on both billboards, 7 and 8 on the billboards, one of his biggest records right now to date now, you know, that is allowing me to show y'all in real time that a big part of that record is not just because the music is good, but the quality of the record. I want people to go back and just listen to that record. And I want you just to listen to the quality of the record. Do me that favor today. Everybody that's on here, we know It's My Ego is dope. It's dope. He's spitting bars. The video's dope. I want you to go and I want you to listen to the quality of that record. That's what I'm asking y'all to do. I want y'all to go listen to the quality of that record. I want you to listen to Cube's old album. I want you to tell me what is the quality of that record of It's My Ego. That's what I want y'all to do. Because that's a big part of that record doing what it's doing. It's not just the music that it was made. It was the kick and the snare. You hear the boom, 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 boom. You hear the plucks. Everything is coming and doing what it's supposed to do. That's the sonics. That's the converters. That's the stuff that I talk about that we miss. There's records that people got that's good records, but it's so smushed up that you don't hear the dynamics, so it doesn't feel as, like we hear records all the time that got potentials, but you're wondering, a lot of it has to do with it sonically is not good enough. So it doesn't stand out to your ears. So if y'all get the chance, man, just go back and just listen to It's My Ego and tell me what y'all think about the sonics of it. We know what the music is, but tell me about the sonics of it. Now Akai can pay you, be on their consulting team for converters on their future pieces. Huh? Man, I know something that y'all don't know. And man, if I wasn't cool with Akai, I would tell y'all, but I can't. But just know that I know something y'all don't know. And just get ready for NAB 2025. That's all I'm gonna say. If y'all gonna go to NAB 2025, y'all go. Just, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. So were you surprised of the track that Cube picked? When you say that, Smell, what do you mean? Was I surprised of the track that Cube picked? When you say that, what you mean? As far as the track that he picked, far as my track? I'm sorry, bro. If Cube would have did one of my songs at the Soul Out show, I probably would have shared some tears. Hey, man, it's an honor, man. It's definitely an honor, man, to have a legend, man, do one of your tracks, man. You know, it's an honor, man. Definitely. Who's your favorite producer on that album besides yourself? Oh, there's a lot of cats, man. I like T Mix a lot. T Mix is dope. T Mix did a lot of Suave House stuff. He did the stuff with me and Mr. Mike. He's really dope. T Mix is fire, man. I like Hallway Production. You know, they did a lot of stuff with Cube as well. I mean, a lot of those cats are just, they dope. You know what I mean? A lot of those cats. But I mean, T Mix is somebody that I've been knowing for a while. We did a whole album pretty much together with Mr. Mike. I mean, I did half and he did half. So, you know, T Mix is a beast, man. I mean, as far as what he does, you know what I mean? He's hard, bro. T Mix is fire. But I like a lot of cats for different reasons. I don't have a favorite. I love a lot of, like, you got Knots on there. Knots have a style that he brings to the table. You know what I mean? You got David Banner on there. He got a style that he brings. You got even Zaytoven on there. He got a style. Everybody got their own little styles. I don't really trip off of nobody's music more than I trip off the quality. I'm more tripping off the sonics more than, because everybody got beats and that's cool, but the beats got to pop out. They got to. For me, I'm a fan of the quality, the sonic. I'm like, ooh, man, you got to see how the way that kick and that snare. Like, that's what drives people to want to ride in their car and bang you all day, the way it sounds, you know? When it don't sound as powerful and polished, it just becomes a record. It's just not, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not really tripping off the favorite producer. I'm more trip off songs that got that sonic quality that draws me into somebody, if that makes sense. Akai should partner with Ski and make an MPC Ski edition. Get back to the sound. Hey, I don't disagree with you, homie. Gotta go, family calls. Have a great one. Good one, Smooth with it. Have a blessed day, brother. Having his perspective will definitely make me listen to it differently. Whose perspective, Coheat? Maybe I got lost because I was talking about something else. Having whose perspective? I think the next time Cube will use more of your tracks because that will benefit the sonic production of his project. Well, you know, we'll see, man. Like I said again, I'm just honored, man, to be able to, you know, to contribute something that was dope for it. You know, that's my main thing. But yeah, I'm a production fanatic. You know, like when I go into making an album, I go into making an album based upon how it's sonically going to sound along with the music. Like, it's sonics first before music. Like, I could listen, I'll give you a prime example of what I mean by that. I can come in the studio right now and make just a drum and a kick and a hat. I'm going to pretty much try to lock that in to sound good on my monitors before I even start adding bass lines and stuff, because I need to know that that drum is sonically just punching, just boom, da, da, boom. Like, I'm going to lock that in. I want to know that it's got the potential to make me, if this start making my heart feel like that as I'm building the track, I know I'm on to something. Then when I start adding the bass and stuff starts sitting around the tracks, I know I'm going in the right direction. So everything that I do, when y'all see this studio, man, it's built for sonics. It's not built just for music. It's built, I got everything running. I got a chain right now that I run on my mix bus. And I know when it hit that chain on that mix bus on that console, It's gonna hit that. It's gonna hit these 511 pre's. It's gonna hit this 551 EQ. It's gonna hit this SSL G bus compressor. It's gonna hit this the sync EQ, this heritage sync EQ. Is gonna hit these 542s. I know that whatever runs through there, if it's muffled and not sounding right, I got some tweaking to do because that chain sounds immaculate. So if it ain't sounding right coming out that chain, I know that I did something wrong. And that's my edge. That's why I call it top-down mixing, because I get a chance to know how it sounds immediately before assuming what's going to happen if I just didn't have that type of chain on my stuff. I'm not playing, bro. I'm dead serious. You know what I mean? Before I even make a beat, I got to feel like, ooh, just kick. I want to feel like it's already a mixed record. That's why I made the studio chain the way it is, to make everything feel like once I'm working on it. That's why when people come in here, when the AOB come in here and we work on something, he be like, God damn, Ski, that sound like it's done. And I'm working on it from scratch. He like, that sound like it's done. Because the chain, because I've already made my custom drums. So once I put my drums in the SP or the 3000 or the ASR 10, the drums are so big, they already sound mixed. That's why when I give y'all the drums or sell the drums are already sounding mixed. Speaking of that, get ready for the Ski 101 drums next week. Y'all got to get on the pre-order. Don't miss out on them drums, bro. You only got that one day to get them. Let me see. Yeah, I got some tracks, man. I had some tracks, definitely had some other tracks for Cube, but I think he was already pretty much deep into the album too. You know what I'm saying? Because he liked it, a lot of the tracks, but he was already deep into the album. So it was going to be hard for him to still be trying to push the album and still try to write to some of the new tracks. So that played a role too. You know what I mean? Of him not being able to probably use some of the other ones that we was working on because he was already deep into the album. T-Mix Fire, legend producer, Hallway Production legend, has been with the Lynch Mob for years. Yeah, them good guys. Them my guys. I think Q said T-Mix is one of singing on Ghetto Story. Yeah, the Ghetto Story is hard. That's hard. That's definitely hard. Justin, what's up with it, Jess? What's good? Salute. Q gave his perspective on each track. Okay, got you. I got you. Yeah, he did. He gave a lot of perspective on stuff. Cube album's phenomenal, and yes, the EXP track slaps the hardest. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. That's what's important to me. I wanted to sound good. Ski, who are some of your favorite producers? I got a lot, bro. I got a lot. Of course, you know Larry Smith, who did Houdini and Run DMC back in the day, and that's done a lot of legendary stuff. Even done some stuff with the Fat Boys. Of course, Mantronics. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking y'all back. You know, of course, Mantronics. I mean, I can even go back to somebody like Spider D. I don't know if y'all remember Spider D. He had this song called Placing the Beat. And it's like, we keep my DJs cutting the beat like it's nothing. Spider D's in the place. Boom, 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 boom. Like, y'all remember Spider D? Anybody in the chat remember Spider D? Man, tell me. Tell me, do anybody remember Spider D? Because Spider D was hard. Man, matter of fact, Too Short used to rap over the instrumental of Spider D and Genius of Love, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. But Spider D, man, he was a MC and a producer. He was dope. And then I got pocket producers. You know, I used to think Rick Rubin was that guy, but now I see that he had, he was more instrumental in his thought process, which I guess that's cool, but I want to know who was behind a lot of those records that Rick Rubin was doing. You know what I mean? Because a lot of those records sounded really good. You know, a lot of the LL records sounded good. You know, the BC Boys, the quality of it sounded really, really good. So I was curious of who was doing some of the programming and stuff like that. I mean, of course, Dre. I mean, that's the obvious. And then you got other producers out there that, but those are some of the producers that I look at, and I probably might be missing some that, like I said, when I grew up, it was definitely Larry Smith and Mantronics, though, because they were doing stuff that was so groundbreaking sonically and different. It was crazy what they were doing. They were ahead of their times. Man, I wish I could tell you, Black CB. I wish I could tell you. I'm gonna tell you, if you knew what I knew, I know it'll blow your mind if I told you what I know. And I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. And it ain't even that they telling me not to. I just, out of integrity, I just can't. So I just tell y'all, man, y'all, a lot of y'all try to go to now. Just try to go to now. Morning fam, consult coming soon. Need advice on 500 series. It's all good, Rick. Just hit me, brother. Gant man, it's my ego definitely stands out sonically from all the other songs. You can hear every sound in the song very clear. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I definitely put a lot of time into trying to make that sonically sound good. And like I said, again, a lot of that, Gant, and you know where I'm coming from, comes from the fact that, like I said, I do a top-down type mixing. So, when I'm hitting my mix bus and stuff like that, I get an idea of how stuff sound before even EQing before I even go to each track and EQ it, I already kind of got a gauge. Sometimes people, they EQ stuff and they cut and they boost and stuff where it might be good if you just use your mix bus to see how stuff sound prior to before you make any cuts or boosts, So it just I get a little advantage of working on my tracks and knowing that it's going to definitely have that quality as I'm working on it, and that inspires me to put in the right type of instruments too. So when you're going for a sonic thing, okay, I'm overdoing it. This is starting to clutter this track up. Let me pull this out or add it in there, and then when I start composing it, I say, okay, this is too much going on in this segment, but this gonna be here, and then I'm gonna drop this out, and then I'm gonna bring this element. So you can have a gang of tracks, but you got to bring them in and merge them in and take them out of certain parts so stuff don't get so cluttered up. And that gives you more dynamic range when you don't have everything stuffed in one segment. You're able to space stuff and do stuff. So I always think about the arrangement and composing as I'm producing as well. Tony Black, what's up, man? We had a great time yesterday on your channel, man. Thanks for having me, brother. I appreciate you. If y'all didn't see the channel, we chopped it up a little bit on Tony Black's channel, man. Thank you for having me, brother. It was dope. Had a good time on there, sir. Able to go on there, your channel, and, man, share a little knowledge with people, man, and have a good time, brother. Blessings to you, brother. Thank you. Monostar, you got it down to a science. Yeah, man. Yeah, he's from Hollis, Queens. Larry Smith is from Queens, yes. Herbie Love Bug. Yes, like I said again, a lot of those cats, I grew up on all of them. Herbie Love Bug, Marley Marl. I mean, there was a lot of different producers. Of course, KG from Naughty by Nature. I mean, I can name every last one of these producers that's been in the game has influenced me some way or somehow. So it'd be very hard to say, but if I gotta be totally honest, Larry Smith and Mantronic in my era coming up influenced me because of what they were doing. They were playing around with sounds that I had never heard. Like around that time when they came out, there was nobody doing what they was doing. Most people just had a cool kick, snare, little bass, boom, boom. They were playing around with sounds, multiple sounds, doing different things at different times. And it was giving you this, it was just changing your mind that music could go in those type of directions. Mantronics was sampling stuff and having stuff chopped like they do right now. He was doing that back in the 80s, early 80s. I was like, in the 80s. I mean, that was amazing to me. So, those are the dudes that affected me, Larry Smith and Mantronics at that time, and of course, Rick Rubin, when they came with the whole Def Jam stuff and the stuff they had on Def Jam, of course. Yeah, that stuff, that whole camp, that whole Run DMC camp was dope too. Like Davey DMX, Davey DMX was playing at the bass and stuff like that. Boom, 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 boom. Like I'm just into it, man. You know what I mean? Yes, I remember Spider D. I remember all the 80s rap you talk about because of my big brother. Yeah, man. I grew up on the culture, bro. So I'm not just on here just talking about, music, I grew up on cats that really paved the way for me to do it, for me to study it, for me when I was just looking at the vinyl and looking at the credit on the vinyl, like, oh, where they mixed this at? Oh, he produced that. Well, who's that? Well, who's that dude? Oh, they was all from New York. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I got to go to New York. I got to meet these dudes. Like, when you just had a dream of just meeting these dudes just so you could pick their brain. Like, this is why it's so dope for me to be on here and talk to y'all. I didn't have that opportunity to talk to my favorite producer and pick their brain. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Larry Smith is gone, rest in peace. Man, if I could have talked to Larry Smith and figured out how he did certain things in the studio, do you know how much more my mind would just be probably on a whole nother level, just being able to talk to him? You know, like, y'all get an opportunity to chop it up with me every day. A lot of y'all get a chance to do the consultation. Maybe y'all don't want to do it, but y'all can have a one-on-one with me consultation and really pick my brain. You know, like, we didn't have that. There was no... I didn't have a chance to talk to them guys at all. Had to figure it out. Half my battle was trying to figure out how they were doing what they were doing. I still don't know how they was doing. I just have to make my own version of it, if that makes sense. Like, I love Mantronics. I love Larry Smith, but I didn't know what they were doing. I don't know what they were using. I assume he was using a DMX and an 808. I know that Mantronics was using a 909 and 808, and he was using some emulators and different things, but the way they was running stuff through stuff, I want to know that. That's the magic of what they was running through. How did they get that to sound like that? Like, that's beautiful, man. I remember one time talking to Chris the Glove Taylor. Shout out to my brother Chris the Glove. And he was telling me how they made Reckless and how they was running the 808 through certain things and certain things that was making it trigger a certain way. And I was like, what? I said, I would have never knew that. I would just took my 808 and just thought that I was going to make it how you make it. You don't know the little tricks. The key to production is you need to know some of the tricks. That's why I tell people, you can get any machine you want to get. But if you don't know the little tricks to make it do what it do, you just got the machine. You're just following the brand of the machine. It's not the machine. It's the person behind the machine that know how to make it do what it do. And that's where the magic is at. So cats be out here like, man, I'm going to get the new MPCXE. I'm going to get the new, you know what I'm saying, machine. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get the KO. I'm going to get you just getting machines. You're just getting a gang of machines. I'm going to get the SP1200. But what good is that if you don't know how to make it do what it do? It's pointless. You just got a bunch of machines and bragging rights to do nothing. And that's the sad part. You got to know how to make it do what it do, man. Like, for real, you got to go in there and make it do what it do. I remember one time I did a live, and I was showing cats, and it's very rare I do this, but I wanted to do it because I wanted to show some love to y'all. So I was showing people how I took the X, and I had the SP1200. And you want to talk about did that super quick? My workflow is quick because I practice, not because I'm trying to do quick. So we're going back to that conversation we had before. The reason why I can work fast is because I practice, not because I'm trying to do this in 5 minutes. Okay, turn on my timer. All right, go. Boom, 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 boom. Done. Nah, my workflow is fast because I practice. So when I was showing cats how I chop stuff up on the X and I sent it to the SP1200, and then I started making the beat, and I started adding the bass line. Cats was like, "Oh my!" They was blown away. I don't know anybody remember that live I did when I was showing cats how I chopped up in the SP12, the X, and then went to the SP1200, then made the beat. I must have made that within 5 minutes, and I wasn't trying to time myself. I just work like that because I practice. It's not even trying to time myself. I didn't know. It was just quick how I did it because of practice. Do anybody remember when I did that? And I was showing y'all that? Some of y'all might have missed that. I don't know. Mr. Hilby, what's up with it, Mr. Hilby? Shout out to my brother, man. And Jail baseline was sick, man. That's one of my favorite. That's probably one of my favorite bass line of all time. When I get on the keyboard on the Muse and stuff, that's like probably the first thing I play. That boom, 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 boom. That's like one. Matter of fact, I called Davey DMX just so I can hit him to play a bass line for me. Like, I got a bass line in my mind that I know that he would play it in that rhythm the way he play. And I talked to Davey DMX a little bit. So, man, one day I'm going to try to get him to come on this live, man, because I definitely talked to the legendary Davey DMX. Fire. He is fire, bro. Yeah, I got lines on these guys, man. I'm trying to do something with these guys, man. I want to get these dudes they flowers, man. Like serious. These dudes are I don't think I know we looking at the time of music today. I know there's a lot of music out here today. I know there's a lot of trap music, a lot of 808 producers, this and that. But I just them are not I you know, I'm not fans of that. I'm fans of the ones that really showed me the diversity, showed me bass lines, showed me rhythm, showed me how to really create my own sound, and you will have your own sound instead of sounding like somebody else. I'm fans of people that create their own sounds, and you can have your own identity. I don't want to have an identity of somebody else. Ski, what's your thoughts on the SP404? I don't have a thought on it because I don't have one. I mean, that's the only way I can answer it, brother. I know it's vague, but that's just me being honest. I don't have a 404 to be able to answer you. Track light production. Kwame kind of reminds me of Mantronics. Kwame was dope too. Kwame had some unique production as well. Shout out to Kwame. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't on the Mantronics level. But he was dope though. But Mantronics is on some. Mantronics is out of here. Mantronics is out of here. When I'm talking about out of here, he's out of here, bro. Out of here. I remember that, and that's a real workflow. You remember that Upskirt Street when I was showing people that, or I was showing cats? Why can't a car make a flagship with at least 16 outs? Damn, you said 16 outs. That's you caught me off guard with the 16 outs, bro. Working quick may also be an attention span thing for these content creators because there is so much stuff out there. Like I said again, and I'm gonna get back to the quick thing. Working quick is not good and it's not bad. I mean, I think it's more bad than good, but there's certain circumstances. I've made records quickly because I've already set up. I got drums sounding good. My drums sounding good allowed me to make a quick bass line that fell in pocket. For example, I made records in 5-10 minutes, right? But this is how it went down. It wasn't that I was trying to make it in 5-10 minutes. It went. This is how it went down, and it can happen. I'm just saying, but I'm not bragging about it. It just happened like that because it was organic. It's different between when stuff happened in 5 and 10 minutes and just happened like that, and I'm just trying to make something in 5-10 minutes. Like, like, bro, I'm not bragging about that. Sometimes when I make something in 5-10 minutes, I'm almost looking at it like, dude, is this even what? This can't be good. I made this too quick. I'm hard on myself. Like, why does this sound good? It can happen. So no shape, form am I saying you can't make something in 5-10 minutes. I'm just saying there's people that's out there that's literally trying to make stuff super quick and it don't sound good. So let me tell you what happened though. In my case, I got my own custom drums. So right there, I'm winning. I don't have to scroll through a bunch of drums to find the right kicks and the right snares and the right hats and the right 808. I got it right there. So I loaded it up. I started hitting one kick and I'm like, ooh, that kick sound good. That snare sound good. And hat. It started with the kick and the hat. I was boom, tap, boom. I was like, ooh. I turned on my mode 1 and I just like boom, 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 boom. I was like, oh, that sound. And I just played it and had it looping. Boom, 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 boom. It's like, ooh, I add a little piano. Boom, 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 boom. It was a electric piano. Boom, 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 boom. And I was like, damn. And I had a little string part. And before you know it, the bass of it was done. And I was like, but it all happened because the drums motivated me to come with the bass and everything just came together based around everything sounded good to my ear. So it just the cohesive happened. And it happens like that. It can happen. It's not like it can't happen, but it's very rare when that happens, but it happened that particular day. I had to look and say, damn, I just like, this is almost done. You know what I mean? So it can happen. I'm not knocking it, but it's very rare when stuff turns out to sound super good, though. You know what I mean? It's very rare when something turns out to sound super good. but it can't happen. If I had a gun to my head and had to make a full track in 5 minutes, I guess I'd be leaking, y'all. Dr. Indy, what's up? Just freed up to top it for a bit. Blessings, brother. Blessings. Yes, sir. That was dope. That's how you utilize your gear to the full potential, unlocking gems. Yes, sir. I wish Akai had gave us 8 discrete outs on the X. Butter, what's up with it, Butter, man? Shout out to my brother Butter, man. I love you, bro. You know what it do. You know where we stand, sir. You know what it is, sir. I got to call and chop it up with you too, bro. You know what's up. Your X is like a sound design hub for distributing sounds to the big boy equipment. I use my MV as a hub to free. That's exactly what it is. I'm glad you said it like that, because that's what I told my man Justin Myrak. I said my X is just a sound design hub. It's not really nothing that I make beats in. Is that the workflow is so great that I'm able to use that to send it to the big boy sound engine. And that's exactly what I do. I use the X, I chop stuff up, I do what I need to do, then I send it to my 3000, I send it to my X Pro, the 60 or the SB1200 or the ASR 10. That's exactly what I just use it as a hub because of the workflow. But because it doesn't have that sound, once I send it to those machines, I send it to the inputs of the big boy stuff, and that's how I get that bigness. So definitely, and you don't have to have an X to do that. You can have a live, or you can have a MPC one, But yeah, I use that as a hub by far. I built an expansion from my favorite drum breaks that I start with. Dope. Mish, what up with it? What's up, sir? What's good? Salute Ski for the info on the Cube vinyl. I copied 2 signed copies of the vinyl, and I got a download signed digital wave copy. That's what's up, bro. I'm very impressed with Cube, man. Having some CDs and vinyl, man. I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of CD and vinyl. So for him to have a limited edition of that, that's a winner for me. That is a winner for me. Trust me. Eric, what's good, sir? EXG, did you like the system? I love their production. Do you have a report with them? The system, hold on. The system, is them the ones you talking about that made that song, Don't Disturb This Groove? Don't disturb this groove. Is that who you talking about, the system? Don't disturb this groove? A 16-ounce sampler would look like an air fryer. Man, that's wow. You talking about the system, right? The Don't Disturb Your Groove system? I don't have a report with them, but I remember that jam was dope. I definitely remember that jam was dope. If that's who you're talking about, if you're talking about the system that you're talking about, yeah, that jam was fire. Yeah, that jam was fire, bro. That was a fire jam. Now, I don't have a report with them, brother. I don't. But like I was saying though, man, air fryer with USB. Man, I don't know, man. I don't know if 16 ounce would make sense. I mean, y'all don't even use the 8 ounce on your MPCX. So I don't know why cats would want 16 ounce when they don't even use the 8 ounce. Let alone on their live, they don't use the 6 ounce. I don't know why cats would want outs. They don't even use them. They don't use them. I mean, help me understand how y'all can have a $3,000 machine and don't use the outs. Why would you not use the outs in the inputs? Can somebody tell me? You see me wiping because it's allergies, man, the pollen. That's because they got USB outs. Yes. Somebody tell me, why would you buy a $2,500 machine and not use the outs and the inputs on it? Can somebody tell me? Phase Maker, what's good? What is the concept behind that? Anybody got any answers? What is the concept of buying a hardware gear and not using the inputs and the outputs for it? I have an 8-channel setup on my mix board only for MPCX. Can somebody tell me that, please? You spend $2,500, close to $3,000 for a machine. It has 8 outs, has inputs. You go to your computer, export some drums into the machine, make a beat, and then export it right back to the DAW. Like, why would you even need outs or inputs? Because you don't even sample through the inputs. So can somebody even tell me, why do you even need outs? How many people really truly use their outs? Let's have that conversation. How many people truly, if you got an MPCX or MPC Live, how many people truly use their outputs and their inputs? How many? Because this will tell me a lot. This tells me a lot about why the game is where it's at. How many people use their inputs and their outputs on their X and on their lives? I'll make my beats on the 2-track to get an idea, but send it to the gear. Then when the outs get used, I never use the SD card to export. Hand raised. I use them all. I wish there were more inputs. You wish there were more inputs or outputs? I use the ins and outs. People wouldn't use 16 outs because most of them are not running out the 1/4, 8 outs into another device. A lot stems out the wave back into a DAW. Remember when the motif had the 16 outs, right? I know exactly what you're talking about, JP. I mean, you get 16 outs, you're gonna be spending some more money. You better have a mixed board. You better have a good interface. Cats ain't got consoles. But let's just say you got a MPC one. I mean, MPC Live. How many people are using the outs on the MPC Live? I work on the Key 61 and use the outs 3 and 4 to my XKXL, the Soundcraft. Only IO is no reason to get Pro Gear, and not using IO is ridiculous to not doing that. Gantman. I've always used outs. I've always used all the outs on the MPC. When I was using the 3000 in 2009, I used all 8 outs in the left and right for extra channels. Come on, man, right. So that means you getting all 10. You using 10 of them. That's what I do. I use all 10, especially on the like on the ASR 10 or whatever. You can use that main, use the other ones to get all 10. Oh man, it's cold game. I mean, so let me ask y'all a question. I mean, I just want y'all to answer. I just need some answers, man. I really want to know. Why is people not using the outs and the inputs on the X and on the lives? Like why? Why? Can anybody tell me why you wouldn't? I don't really use the inputs as much since it really is doing anything to the sound, but I run my outs through my mixer. Okay, then let's talk about that, Kohi, because I remember you said, you was a little iffy on me in the beginning when I started talking about converters, right? So if the inputs are not really doing anything, do that kind of make sense on what I was talking about when I was talking about the converter thing? Because if you have a machine and the input don't do anything for it, ain't that kind of a red flag? Especially if it's an elite machine that costs a lot. Because it makes no sense for the input not to do nothing. It just makes no sense. I use the outs on the MPC X SE. That's the reason I purchased it. Okay. Laid back. What's good, sir? What are the advantages of going to NAM? Not sure if you saw this post earlier. I might have missed what you said, brother. And that's why I tell people, do a super chat for me, y'all, because sometimes it's a lot of stuff coming and I might miss stuff, and I'm not trying to miss it on purpose. It's just I might talk about one thing and then it's scrolling, I'll miss it. So leave me a super chat if you really want me to answer something. Answer it. The advantage of going to NAM is being able to build relationships with some of these gear companies that we talk about, right? We talk about what we don't like. We talk about, oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. Why are they doing it? Well, you go see them face to face now. Stop being a coward and emailing and talking shit on internet. Stop talking to your local trash brother that make trash beats. Man, you know they ain't doing this. They ain't doing this. The 3.0. Man, go there and talk to their face. Go see them. What they say? What's the legendary word we use now? Pull up. Go pull up. Because I'm pulling up. I'm coming to pull up. You're not going to keep selling me stuff and think I'm not going to pull up. I spent $3,000 for you to make that. You got my money. You don't think I'm going to pull up? No, you're not going to hide. I'm coming there. I'm coming there to come see you. Hey, man, why you keep selling me this bullshit, man? That's why some companies don't show up sometimes. Or they got private rooms because they don't want people to pull up. Oh, man, we don't want to pull up, so let's have a private room and only invitations only. You know, you got companies that'll do that because they don't want to have nothing to do with people pulling up. And that's the cowardly, man. But they don't have no problem taking your money. They pull it out. They don't want you to pull up, but they'll pull it out your account. They'll pull all your money out your account. But when you pull up, I don't want to see them. You can take my money, but you don't want to see me. I can't address some of the things that I dislike. I don't have the right to tell you that I've spent too much money for you to do what you're doing to me. And now that's why you should go to NAM, bro. To go see what I'm talking about, to go see what kind of equipment's out there, to go see if there's something new that's coming that's going to complement your production. That's why. Hopefully I answered your question, my brother. I run all my sounds through my ASR 10 and my MPC 2000 XL inputs and outs to my mixer, to my audio interface. Maximus, what's up, brother? I use my outs on my 61, but I got a gang of analog gear set up before I track out to Logic individually. Each instruments on their own tracks individually. I like to use other gear, but sample all the sounds into one main brain to arrange the tracks out to the board. That's why I wish I had more outs. Okay, I get you. I get you. I get you. I got you. Yes, and the time I bought it, I wasn't thinking about sound. Workflow was what sold me, and I can admit that. And I love that, bro. And you know that's what I got respect for you, brother, because you were able to be honest about that, Kohi. I really love people that really can say, you know, hey, you know, this where my mind was at that time. I really love that, you know, saying so. Salute to you, bro, because that's real talk. But that's what I'm trying to say, man. Listen, I'm gonna make this as clear as I can make it. Mr. Hilby say, you can pull up to my booth anytime. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Mr. Hilby gonna be there, so y'all get a chance to see Mr. Hilby. You'll get a chance to probably test out the Control One mic, the Boho mic, you know, test out some of the plugins he got, and get a chance to witness him. Hopefully, be able to get a tech award. So, you know, that's another reason to go to NAM is go check out the homie, man. You know, let's go represent the homie, Mr. Hilby, man. I'm proud of you, brother. Proud of you. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Look. Hold on. I believe people who use the 8 outs won't want that specific sound with the ability to record simultaneous. But remember, Ski, all of your audience is not from the era of multi-passes. I totally understand that. I totally understand that. But what I'm saying, JP, is this. They might not be from my era, but they have to understand you can't talk about spending money and frivolous money and you're not putting your product out and you're buying stuff that you're not utilizing all the features because now you're wasting money. You could have just bought something a little bit lower level and spent your money on marketing your stuff. You know, like it's all about making smart decisions, especially in the music business that don't pay out money like that, like they used to, you know? So when cats getting 8 outs and they're getting these machines, it's like, well, what is the purpose of buying into that when you could get something a little bit smaller and do something on a lower level or just stay in your dog? Because cats always have the excuse, oh, nobody's doing nothing for me in the business like this, that. But if you're spending money on stuff and you don't know what you're doing, then you're just wasting money and then you're playing the victim. So we have to address the elephant in the room at the same time. But yeah, you're absolutely right. A lot of people didn't come from the era, but this is the reason why I speak. This is what changes. This is what separates you when you record a certain way and do things a certain way. You will have more of an advantage, and that needs to be addressed and talked about. EA, what dog did you use for my ego? Um, I'm a Logic guy, you know. So after I do so, I track into my dog, into my Logic. I've been using Ableton, but I'm thinking about Logic instead being laid out is better for mixing. I mean, I've been a Logic guy. I'm loyal to what I know, you know. I do have Pro Tools. I might track sometimes in Pro Tools. I have used Logic, but not tracking, just more or less. Sometimes I like to use their warp thing because they got a dope warping in Ableton. So you know, I use different DAWs for different things. Mr. Hilby booth is going to be in the pro audio section with Ski, or is it Ski having different booths? Oh, he's going to be in the pro audio section. But what I was going to say is that every machine that people like, or majority of people that's in hip hop, whether it's Dre, whether it's Kanye, whether it's any of these elite producers, will tell you one of the greatest things about a lot of these machines is that when you sample into it, it just makes stuff sound better. The way it can color the sound and give you a texture is what's amazing about a lot of these older vintage machines, whether it's the ASR, whether it's the 3000, the 60, the SB1200, the ASRX Pro. Like the ASRX Pro blew me away the way it captures samples going into the input. Amazing. It's inspiring and it sounds amazing. So, you know, you would want to, you know, use that input and you would want that input to sound amazing to give you some type of that advantage and that color on there. You know, now unless you're just going for a certain sound or a certain texture, that's one thing. But what are we paying for? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you pay for? I don't pay for the inputs and outputs for it not to be sounding amazing. Me personally, you know, I mean, me personally, I want that to sound amazing. I want to be like the most magical thing that can happen is when you sample into the SB1200 and you can clip it and it gives you that little bit of that clipping saturation and you like, oh my, you hear it way the snare sound, you like, you just like, oh my, you feel like you cheating. Anybody that's sampled in the SB1200, no, once you hear it and you clip it a little bit, you just lean back like, I'm cheating. I shouldn't be able to win like this. I shouldn't even be able, man, that is a good feeling when you know your machine can give you an edge and you spent $4,000 on it or $3,000 on it or $2,000 on it. Now, anything less than that, you're like, okay, cool. It does what it does. You know, I'm not going to be mad if I get an MPC one and the inputs don't sound that good or a machine plus. I don't expect it to. But if I spend $2,000 and $3,000 and $4,000 and I'm not getting some type of magic coming out of that input and them outputs, bro, what are we doing? Now we're just buying gear so we can just take videos of ourselves in the studio and making ourselves feel like we're better than what we are. We're just taking our camera and we're just going around the studio saying, "Oh, I got a big touch screen," and it's like, bro, if it ain't about the sound and I'm spending $2,000 and $3,000, bro, you're gonna be broke. You're gonna wind up stop doing music because it's not gonna be worth it. Because your product is gonna devalue, It's not going to be worth nothing in about 6 months to a year. And it's going to be pointless. It's going to be pointless to have gear that doesn't have no kind of quality sound value to it. You can go online right now. Every machine that's got a sound quality to it is expensive. It's expensive. And every machine that don't have a sound quality to it is cheap. It's cheap. You don't have to believe me. Go online right now. Go online right now and see what machine that you think is supposed to be superior and what the prices are. And then you go and you find your vintage one, you see what that price is. People couldn't sell you a vintage machine for $4 or $5 grand if it didn't live up to the standards. When everybody know it don't live up to the standards, you wouldn't buy it. Nobody would buy something if it don't live up to the standards, right? Nobody on Reverb and eBay and any of these other places could sell you a 3,000 for $4 or $5 grand if it doesn't have the standard to meet the demands of the buyer. A buyer would never buy it. They wouldn't even post it up there because they know they couldn't get that type of money. Why do you think that when you go on there, you see that type of prices? Because there's people that know that it's worth that. And then you got some gears you see on there that people talk about. We ain't got to say no names. You're like, damn, I spent how much for this? And this all they want for it now? You be depressed. You be like, they got me. They got me. Bro, listen. Everything is about value, bro. What's going to hold value? You can't have a studio and all your stuff depreciate and you have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars for it and it all depreciate. You're going to be with a tent under the freeway with no power on, with a machine that ain't no lights coming on because you don't got no power. Because none of those things are going to even, it don't have no value to it. It's got to have some value to it, bro. And if it don't have value to it, then you better hope that you can get it for cheap. I mean, I'm just telling you. You ain't about to see no Model D, no vintage Model D. Like, oh man, you can get that for $1,000. You're not gonna see that. Now you might get a Behringer Model D for $500, but you ain't gonna get no Moog Model D for no $500. Why? People say, "Oh, they sound the same. They sound just alike." Well, why? Why they didn't bring their price down then? Why Moog didn't bring their price down to match Behringer? Why? If they sound so much alike, why they didn't bring their prices down? Huh? Come on, talk to me. Why is these companies not bringing their prices down? There's so many stuff to emulate. There's so many stuff to do this, but why these companies is like, I don't care what they do. They don't sound like me. So, because you would think with all the talk about, oh, this sounds like this and this sounds like that, that these companies like, man, let me bring my prices down to match it. Like they would bring their prices down. Am I right? Like I said again, whatever you choose to buy that works for you, we're not knocking that. I'm just saying there's certain things that just, like I said, you could buy something right now and you could say, oh, this sounds like a Model D. That's fine. But if you get a real Model D and you put them side by side, you know what's going to happen. You're going to notice you're losing a little bit of that low end and it sounds thin. Yeah, the tone sounds like it, but it don't hit like it. That's just factual. Anybody, listen, you're talking to somebody that did a test, right? I went and bought 4 different Behringer products because everybody said Behringer was dope. I bought the Korg something. I can't remember what it was. I bought the Odyssey. I bought the 909. and I bought the 808. And the other two cents, I couldn't really compare them because I don't have the original cents. But the 808 909 I do have. And I made a beat with the 808. And like I said, for a person that don't have a TR 808, it's cool. It sounds cool. It's got a cool texture to it. But when I put my TR 808 in, it was just no comparison. The low end, the way the circuitry of the TR 808, the Behringer 808 it's not even worth talking about. It's not even worth talking about. The 909 sound cool, this and that, until I turned my real 909 on. I was like, no way, buddy. Anybody will tell you when you get a lot of these bootleg things or these clones and stuff, you're gonna lose out on some of that low end. You're gonna lose out on some of that quality, the quality of it, because it's a dumbed down version of it. And that's just what it is. And if you're happy with that and you got other stuff to make up for it on the back end, then cool, that could work for you. But that's the reason why a lot of these older machines hold a value, because it automatically does what it's supposed to do without you having anything extra to add to it. And this is what I'll be saying about drum machine samplers, right? My 4000, my MPC 4000, I could bring that in anybody's studio right now. I don't care whose studio is on here. I don't care whose studio you got. Let me bring my 4000 in there and I'll put it up against whatever. And you will see the power of what this MPC 4000 do by itself. Nothing added, just by itself. And then you start understanding where I'm coming from. The whole part of buying equipment is for it to already be amazing. So when you add other stuff to it, it just adds on to the amazement. We don't want to have something we spend a lot of money for, and you got to buy a bunch of other stuff, but you spend so much money for it to do what it do, but it don't. And then you add more and more to compensate. Then why did you buy that? You should have just bought something that do what it do. The whole part of having a great production sound is buying the right stuff that sounds good out the box. Now, if you can't afford it, that's another thing. But if you can, you'll do yourself justice by getting the stuff that sounds good out the box, bro. I try to send you a super chat, but it's saying that my address is African instead of Cali. We'll fix this. Appreciate your humble godly. Man, thank you, Kingdom. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. 4,000 got them preamp. 4,000 is a beast. Man, I want to read something too, man. I said I was going to read it. Somebody sent me an email, and I said I'm going to read this. It's pretty dope. Came from Sickness the Beast, man. He said he first and foremost he's doing a pre-order, so he sent a pre-order to get the Ski 101 drums. So y'all need to get those Ski 101 drums. Y'all need to do the pre-order. But he says, peace and blessings. Keep up the great work. You are a blessing for those who want to make great sounding music and find success with their music and do it the way that doesn't cost one their souls. You are inspiration and an example that you can keep the Most High first and still succeed. I couldn't get the SB 1200 drums, even though I want them, but I will make a sacrifice for the 101 drums, and that will be my 7th kit. So I'm supporting as best I can, and I am a member. Have a great weekend. And first of all, man, thank you, Sickness the Beast, man. I appreciate your words. I appreciate everything. I appreciate you supporting, and I appreciate that you're getting something from it. Because whether cats support or they don't, the reality is that I want to give people something that's going to inspire them to go in the studio and be great. My greatness comes with my discipline. My greatness comes with my stubbornness to not be complacent. So my conversations to a lot of people is I understand not everybody's in the same place that I am. Not everybody's financially in the same place that I'm in. And this is not to belittle anybody. This is just to say it doesn't matter where you at. You should be trying to strive to get there at some point in time. Meaning, if you don't have the money to do certain things, that's okay. But for you to just spend money on just whatever you want to do and then have the, man, I don't got the money, but you're spending money to go on vacation. You're spending money to drink. You're spending money to do this. If you love what you do, you're supposed to say, man, I got to get that. And I'm going to stack my money and save it to get what I need. That's the problem what I have with people is they always talk about what they don't got, but then they spend money on all this other bullshit, and then they tell people, well, I ain't got the money to do that, so I'm gonna go get this Behringer, and this is gonna sound just as good as a Model D, but it don't. But it don't. And with those type of attitudes is why these gear companies can keep making fraudulent type of product, because they know there's a gang of people that's distracted that say they love music, but they're not invested. And we're going to make you frivolous stuff. We're going to make you cute looking stuff, but it's not going to sonically sound that good. And we're going to take advantage of the fact that you don't invest in your music. Music ain't taking off for you. Most of y'all do it as a hobbyist. So you're not going to care what you get. You're not going to scrutinize your sound. You're not going to scrutinize nothing. And you're going to keep going through the same cycle so we can take advantage of you. And they will continue to take advantage of you. There's going to be a bunch of gear companies that's going to sell you a new gear that might do exactly what the last gear do. And you're going to be like, well, what's the difference? And you're going to buy it anyway because it's the new gear, but it still don't do shit. It does nothing to help you. It's just you just look like you got a new gear and you feel good because it's new, but it does nothing. Matter of fact, it does less than the gear you had before. That's what's really cold. These companies are selling you gear that don't even do more than the last gear they sold you. And you buy into it. You buy into it. We don't got to say no names. What gear y'all got that y'all bought? Y'all bought a bunch of gear. What gear have you bought that has been better than the gear you bought prior to that? Don't you go crazy with all this gear ski. Like so many options, you don't know where to start. Don't you go crazy. Nice. That's a question you asked me, FaZe. I'm trying to ask. I'm trying to see how you worded that. Don't you go crazy with all this gear ski? Like so many options, you don't know where to start. Oh, you like having so much gear where you don't like. Basically, you asked me like having all this gear and don't have many options to know where to start. Is that what you're saying to me, FaZe? Is that what you're saying to me? Just so I can make sure that I'm clear on what you're saying. Spitting straight facts with all the plugins people buy, sound a real device, waste of money. Yeah. You know, truthfully, having a lot of gear is pointless for people that don't know where to go with the gear. And I'll say that again. Having all the gear that I have is not really a necessity because it is a lot to think about. But people got to understand, I've gathered a lot of this gear over time, over years of time and career of being in it, and I'm just not a firm believer of selling my gear, unless it's just something that's just garbage. Most of my gear is pretty top of the line. That's very important. It can be overwhelming having a lot of stuff, but see, like I said again, and this is why I want to give a big shout out to Cube, because Cube knows me. He knows I'm very focused and I have self-discipline. No matter how much stuff I have in here, I know what to use at the right time. And that's what's called studio management. Understanding how to manage your production in your studio in a way where none of this stuff overwhelms you. I know exactly if I'm thinking about, man, making some certain type of sound. What I got out right now, I got my DMX right here. I got my Oberheim DMX because I'm going for a certain chemistry. So yeah, I got all this other stuff. I got the X here. I got the Moog here. I got all of that. But when I know I'm going for certain things, that's where I mean by having self-discipline and having patience to know what you're working on. A lot of people just work on random stuff. They don't have no clue of what they're doing. They just, oh, I just want to make a beat today. You want to make this? I have purpose on what I'm going for. Sometimes I have my man, I want to go for this 80 vibe, this and that. I know what to pull out. And this is why, and I don't have to try to find samples to compensate when I got the real machine that put out that real sound source. You know, like, yeah, you got a bunch of DMX samples, you got a bunch of Lynn drum samples, but it's nothing sounds like it coming directly out of that machine. When you hear it come out that machine a certain way and program it out that machine a certain way, it's a whole different ball game, man. So yeah, it can be overwhelming, but at the end of the day, you know, you have to learn how to manage what you're working on. I got a Moog 1. This is a very, very powerful tool back here, you know, but I know when to put it into work, and I know when to say, okay, I'm not going to use the Moog 1. I don't let none of this stuff overwhelm me because these are all tools, but I have them for certain things. And it's great to have them. I'd rather have them than not have them, because there's certain things that when I'm working on certain projects, I'm like, I need to, like, for example, this tape machine sitting in front of me. When I'm working on certain things and I want to get some of that real saturation, I'm like, man, you know what? I can use the 542s because that's a tape saturation emulator, but it don't sound like this real tape machine. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm gonna really hit this tape machine. Or I got that Tascam 238 that I showed y'all. You know what? I want that cassette grime. I want that tape noise, you know? So I'm gonna hit this, you know, I have tools that allow me to do some of the most powerful music in the world. And one of the greatest things about having these tools is I don't have to call nobody to have to like, hey man, can I use your studio? Can I borrow you this? Can I borrow you that? Borrowing stuff is just not for me. I don't want to borrow nothing. If I don't have it, it makes me mad, and I'm going to save to get it. Period. These tools are a blessing if you understand how to use them and how to incorporate them in your production. Or it can be a curse if you just having them and you just got them for show. A lot of y'all have machines for show. A lot of y'all have not maximized your MPCX at all. You just got them. You got the big screen. It looks cute in your studio. You can take pictures all day, and it just makes you feel like you're somebody that you're really not. But are you maximizing these machines to get the best out of what they're supposed to do for you? Or are they just a prop? Most of them have them as just great props. They sitting around, they look cool. And they do. They look amazing. You don't think these gear companies, one of the biggest things these gear companies do is to make their stuff look amazing. They make their stuff look amazing. You know, I mean, I remember, man, I got a gym that I go to. Well, I don't go there no more. But it's just ironic. You got a damn gym and they got a Popeye's chicken right next to the gym. So as soon as you come out the gym, you did burnt off 7,000 calories, and then you just come out and you just, God damn, that chicken. And you go walk right into the Popeye's chicken. It was designed to bring you in there. It don't mean it's good for you. It's just designed to bait you into wanting that chicken right by a gym. You don't think that they know that people are into superficial looks? They make machines that ain't even good no more. They make machines, ooh, look, man, these beautiful machines. And you turn it on, you're like, why it sound like that though? It's beautiful though. It's like a BBL, bro. Whew, look at that butt. Look at them tits. Woo, boom, get her in the bed. She trash. You got a big old butt and tits for nothing? Well, I thought you would like it. No, I don't like that. Your sexual action is horrible. But people accept that. They accept looks over the real. We're just superficial people. We see stuff and just like it and it be trash. And then cats wonder why they unhappy. It's trash, man. It's trash, man. It's trash, bro. Bro, they got a gym. And I'm talking about this is an elite gym. I'm talking about this gym has DAs, district attorneys, fire chiefs, the mayor, Governor Brown. You know the Governor Brown. So he was a mayor and he was a governor. Jerry Brown. I mean, U.S. Marshals, Navy SEALs. All of these elite people come to this gym and spend a gang of money in this gym. And you go in there and you burn 7 billion calories. take your shower, take your steam room, get out, walk out, and there's a Popeyes, and you just, oh my God, ooh, that chicken. And you see them same people right there eating Popeyes chicken as soon as they burn 7 billion calories. Because it's designed to lure you in and gotcha. Them 7 billion calories you burnt, you just picked them right back up. Got them. That's what these companies are doing. Got him. Gotcha. You think you're going to sound like Dr. Dre? Wrong you are. You're Dr. K. It's like they got you. They got you. Got him. Got him. You're right. Everybody loves Popeyes. Popeyes is amazing, man. Especially the way that chicken is amazing, but that's how they get you. I mean, I'm just tripping off the fact that you're just gonna have a Popeye. You ain't gonna have a juice bar. You ain't gonna have a salad bar. You ain't gonna have, a smoothie, a fruit bar. You ain't gonna even have a deli, like a deli that make some good sandwiches, like turkey sandwiches, something that's a little bit. Now you're gonna have a Popeye's chicken. Popeye's chicken, bro. So when I think of gear companies, I think of Popeye's chicken. All we getting is Popeye's chicken, man. We ain't getting no home cooked food. We ain't getting no home meals right now. We getting a lot of Popeye's chicken. And I ain't saying it ain't good. I'm just saying 9 times out of 10, it ain't gonna be good for you. In the long run, it's gonna smell good and it's gonna taste good. But when you at that doctor with the high blood pressure, the diabetic, and high cholesterol, when you at home playing a keyboard and you look 2 months later and that keyboard is for $200 on eBay, you gonna feel some type of way. Yeah, that it is demonic, man. I mean, think about it, bro. Who would put a damn Popeye's chicken next to an elite gym? An elite gym. Soon as you walk out, the aroma of Popeye hits your nostrils and your nostril hairs just start just vibrating. The nostril hairs just vibrating your nose. You're like, why would they put that right here? Why would they put this Popeyes right here? That's what they do. AIF or WAVE for CD. Man, either one, as far as I'm concerned, it don't bother me. I've been good with WAVE files, but I see some people do use AIF, so it's whatever you want to use. But I've never had a problem with a WAVE file. So, laid back sound, only USA lab. In France, that stuff is not allowed. Popeyes would not even be allowed. Fake food. Now, I hear you. I could testify to that. I ate a lot of fast food when I was young, and now I'm paying the price with my health. Please take care of yourself while you can. I mean, bro, like I said again, EXK, I'm sure I've attempted to send at least 5 super chats that won't go through. Damn, what's going on with that, Vic? You got to see what's going on with that. My man trying to send some super chats. I don't know what's up with that. I'm sorry that's going on, Double Edge. When stuff like that happen, man, you can always hit me on the Cash App if you want to too, brother. I'll be honest, Monistar, I wasted a lot of money on hardware to record that was trash when I first started. Understood? Totally understand. List of 50 plus addictive chemicals in Popeye's food really opened my eyes. The enemy have learned how to trick Americans with their taste buds and smell senses. Now think about what just Rob Multi said. The enemy has learned how to trick Americans with their taste buds and smell senses. So what do you think they're doing to us far as with our music now? What do you think they're doing to us with our music, right? Everything they're doing with our music, they're making AI do the work. They're making all of this other stuff do the work. They're making the plugins. They're making the presets. Like everything is doing the work. So now humans are not even making their own ideas. They're just creating just clones of humans. Ski, do I read the labels in the grocery stores? Watch for bioengineered ingredients. Shit is rapid. Man, almost everything in the store. That's funny you say that, Phase Mega. I was my daughter, like I told you, my daughter has autism. So, she likes these donuts. So I got her these little Hostess donuts. And somebody just told me, just look at the back. And I looked and it said bioengineered. I said, what the fuck? I said, I used almost listen. So me being me, I went to the store manager and I said, hey, what's up with the bioengineers? Where's the stuff that don't have bioengineers? You know what the store person told me? Listen close. The store person told me 85% of the food that's in the store is bioengineered and people don't even know it. 80% of the grocery store is bioengineered. Wow. So that means your chances of getting some bioengineered food is pretty much 100%. Especially based off the stuff that we like to eat. 80 something percent of the food is bioengineered now. Now, you know what's the most scariest part about that? Is that you've heard people talk about it, you've heard people say it, but nobody ever challenges and boycott these stories and boycott these people and say, man, no, you got to stop killing us. You got to stop killing our kids. You got to stop doing it. People don't boycott no more. People just sit back and talk about it and don't say nothing. Don't say a word. Nothing. And that's the problem. We're not proactive no more. Same thing. The same thing when I'm talking about converters, I'm talking about stuff. We just sit up there and like, well, and we accept it. So you're going to die a slow death. A lot of people going to die a slow death because we don't have we're not proactive, man. And the United States is the worst country in the world that sells the worst food in the world. You go over to Canada, you go over to UK, you go over to other countries, man. Psh, they slim and lean. They food is good. It tastes better. This cat said, man, my homie went to Jamaica and was eating like crazy and came back lean. Ate everything he wanted to and came back lean. The food breaks down in your body quicker. It's like they Americans is on some demonic shit, man. And they make us think that this is a free country and this is the best for us, but when it's all said and done, they're killing us in everything. They're killing us with food. They're killing us with music. They're killing us with entertainment. They're killing us with sports. They're killing us with this. They're killing us with that. Everything that goes on in this country is based upon us suffering. But we sitting up here showing our teeth and dancing and twerking and drinking and getting higher and higher. And the more higher you get and the more low vibrations you are, the more you will never understand what's going on. And that's why nobody understands converters. That's why when you have a conversation about stuff that makes people feel insecure, they defensive. They're like, man, look, you're just hating them. Like they don't understand real knowledge. People, their vibrations are low. The music you listen to a bunch of shitty music, demonic people, men kissing men, wearing dresses. Like, oh man, I don't care if you wear dresses and panties. I like the way that 808 sound. So you will listen to a person that wear panties and dresses and thongs and like and bypass that, and it's like, but it's music that they don't wait, man. Come on, man. The stuff that people accept is I mean, like I said again, I'm not hating on nobody. Choose what you want, but the same thing that you worship is the same thing that's gonna be our demise. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. The same thing you worship is the same thing that's gonna be your demise. You know, I said this, I told a female this one time, you know, and then I'm gonna end this live because I know I've been talking about a bunch of stuff, and hopefully y'all got some knowledge from this. You know, we've talked about a lot of things, but we can go on and go on, man. But you know, I've been on here for a little bit, man, chopping it up with you. But this is something I want y'all to think about. I had a female friend, cool friend. She always talking about she ain't got no man. And man do this, man do this, man do this, whatever. So she always has these gay men, male friends. And I'm like, why do you embrace that? Well, you know, he's a good person and he understands me and he's not looking at me like some piece of meat. He likes me for me. And I'm just like, you're sick in the head, but whatever, right? But then she has the galls to say, well, the guy that I was with, he liked men. So time out. You got a male gay friend that you put on a pedestal, but you don't want your man to be on the down low and like men, but you embrace your best friend that's a homosexual, but you don't want your man. See, this is what I'm saying. You can't do that. You can't do that. You want to embrace that lifestyle, but when it happens to you, you want to be like, I can't believe that he like men. Well, you got a man that like men, and that's your best friend, so why it can't happen to you? See, it's just crazy how people want their cake and eat it too, bro. You can't do that. You can't do that, bro. You can't. You can't. You carrying guns and carrying guns, and you bragging about guns, and then all of a sudden your son gets shot by a gun. Man, why do people gotta carry guns? You carry guns. You bragging, you carry guns. So why do the gun is a problem now that somebody that you know got shot and killed? You brag about it. That's you live and die by the gun, right? You just got to be conscious, man. What you bring into your life is what it's going to be. If you want trash sounding stuff and you happy just to be doing stuff and you happy doing this and you don't care about your sound and you don't care about that, then cool. Cool, live your life. But don't sit around and try to double back when stuff goes against you. Don't sit back and try to double back. You got people that tease people that has autism, right? Why the kid acting like this and this and that? It's not until they kid have autism and then they're like, man, no, why are people bullying my kid? You bully somebody else's kid before you had a kid that had autism. You bullied them. You bullied them. Now you dealing with it, and now you want people to be sympathetic to you. You want me to be sympathetic to your situation because now you have a kid with autism when you bullied all the other kids that had autism and ridiculed the parents and talk shit about why they kid act like this and that. You had all these things to say. It's not until it happened to you where you like, man, you know, what? It's crazy, bro. You notice nobody ever cared about cancer until somebody in their family got cancer. Oh, you got cancer? Oh man, sorry for you. Oh man, my mom got cancer. Man. Now you want people to have sympathy for you. You didn't have sympathy for nobody when they had cancer. Now you walking around with a little pink little flag on you, man. Fuck cancer. Fuck cancer. Bro, y'all can't be like that. You got to have compassion all the time. The same thing that y'all talk mess about to me and tell me you don't care about sound, but then you be the same one, man, that don't sound good. You can't say that. If you make shitty music and you got an artist that you love and you say that don't sound good, you should be shot in the firing squad. Somebody should put a cigarette in your mouth and just start shooting bullets in you. Because if you want to make shitty music, but you're going to critique somebody else's music, but you don't take the time to make your stuff sound quality, then you shouldn't be scrutinizing nobody's music, man. Ever. Because you don't care, so why should your favorite artist care? You don't care about your music. You're making beats in 5-10 minutes and happy. So why are you scrutinizing somebody else's music when your music don't sound good? Now, if you took time and pride in your music and you made your music sound amazing, okay, then yeah. It's all good. I take pride in my music so I can speak and talk that talk. Because I'm going to back it up. And if it's something I'm not strong at, I'm just going to shut up. I ain't talking on that. I ain't speaking on that. I'm not strong in that. So I keep my mouth closed. Moral to the story, man, is you reap what you sow, man. And just remember that. If you're going to entertain certain things and it started happening to you, deal with it. Deal with it. Like I told that female, I said, don't come crying to me about, your man on the down low. He should be on the down low. You already endorsed your best friend was, on the down low. So you should be happy that your man is screwing men. You endorse that type of life. That's how I feel, man. The almighty EA, man. I love y'all, man. Y'all have a great Saturday, man. Vic, give it to me, Vic. Give it to me.
Almighty EA skills. Track.
I feel like we've been here before, yeah. When you wanted hip-hop and they tried to stop, yeah. Like a circle, you say you can't take no more, no. And you sick of the shit, you need a doctor. Yeah. Like a circle, I say round and round we go, and where we end up this time, gotta be better than before, yeah. Like we've been here before, yeah. When you wanted hip-hop and they tried to stop, yeah. Like a circle, you say you can't take no more, no. And you sick of the shit, you need a doctor. Yeah. Like a circle, I say round and round we go, and where we end up this time, gotta be better than before. Better than, yeah.
Thank you, Phase Maker. Thank you, sir. Dr. Indy.
Like we've been here before, yeah. When you wanted hip-hop and they tried to stop, yeah. Like a circle, you said you can't take no more, no. And you sick of the shit, you need a doctor. Yeah. Like a circle, I say round and round we go, and where we end up this time, gotta be better than before. feel like
Almighty EA schemes. Track.
DeWitt, what's up, sir? Thank you, man.
Almighty EA schemes.
Thank you, brother.
Track.
Yeah.
The Almighty EA schemes. Track.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this that real talk right here.
The Almighty EA schemes. Track.
Hey, what you going through? Yeah. What your life like? What your ups and downs look like? Just never settle for less. Seen the best get buried in stress. Carried the casket of some real ones and laid them to rest. Don't have to tell you I'm a real one. I've been through the test. I see the social media mess and know that I'm blessed. Look in the eyes of my children and know that they next. I let them see the work I put in for I wrote them a check. It don't matter what hood you in when you go with respect. Niggas not from around here and expect to collect. I know you fooled off YouTube and watching them shoot, dude. You got yourself 2 tools and now you're just too cool. Just trying to find a way to go get more than 2 views. Got 50,000 comments and they all say you lose. Pulling up in foreigns and you standing in 2 shoes. I never hated on you, nigga. Go do what you choose. You know I waited on your shoulder. How could you misuse a nigga like me? Now I'm free.
Nobody but you. When I came to the fire, wasn't nobody but you. When the rain started to fall, nobody but you. Hey, wouldn't happen no other way. Nobody, nobody but you.
Tell your wife I said, man, thank you for the love, man. I appreciate it. Salute.
Nobody gonna love me like you.
People sleep on Buck.
The almighty EA skills. Track.
Y'all go pre-order, man. Love, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Y'all go pre-order the drums, man. Listen, EASki at outlook.com. Just leave in there pre-order, and y'all will get a code on Black Friday so y'all can get the new Ski 101 drums. I repeat, EASki at .com. And EASki at outlook.com. Say pre-order, so you will get a pre-order on Black Friday so you can get the Ski 101 drums. That's what's up. What happened to the rest of that Young Buck song? That's not a Young Buck song, bro. That's my song. I just have him on. I just was letting you hear one of the features and him on the verse. So definitely still working on that record, putting it together. He sounds amazing on there. So shout out to Young Buck, man, for participating. Perfect drums for this nice move. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, man, shout out to everybody, man. Y'all have a blessed Sabbath, man. Stay prayed up. Make God first, man. Stay focused, man. Just learn the truth, man. Like I said again, I know we can do what we want to do. Learn the truth, study, and then just elevate. Don't get complacent. That's my whole page is about. Just don't get complacent. We're not talking about how financial stable you are or none of that. We're just talking about wherever you at, be there, but then always think of how can I raise the bar. And if you continue to raise the bar, no matter what your financial situation are, you will start seeing the results from just not selling. Not telling you that you got to be rich. I'm telling you, hey, when it's something you want, save your money to get it. You know, don't go out and just spend on ridiculous stuff. Save your money for what you love. That's all I'm saying. All right. God bless y'all. Have a great Saturday, man. Have a rest of this week, man. And let's get it.